in five, five, four, three, two. Welcome, one and all, to the Gamers at Large podcast. Right now, it's going to be the first podcast that we have here in 2015. We're going to start our introductions from my left to my right, going with Dr. Feelgood. Do your thing, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Dr. Feelgood here, the guy that's always in a good gaming mood. And let's get this party cracking. It's been a
All,
while.
Alrighty, up next, we got our boy Andre, a.k.a. Letters. Do your thing, bro.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first Gamers at Large podcast of 2015. I don't know why my voice started to go out, but I must be excited for some reason.
All right, up next, we got Mr. Butterworth. Go ahead, Mr. Butterworth. Do your thing, Butterworth.
What's up, ladies and gents? Excited to get going with the Games at Large tonight. Been a few weeks for me.
Alrighty. And up next, we got our boy, the Mega Gamer Man. Mega Gamer Man, do your thing.
Hi, how's it going, everybody? Mega Gamer Man, yay. We're in 2015, woohoo.
Wow, you sound excited.
It's the Grinch.
All right,
Yeah.
it's the Grinch that stole New Year's. All right, up next, we got Mr. T. Do your thing, bro.
Hey fools, it's Mr. T of the Mr. T Show, doing another wonderful podcast here. I just want to quickly welcome back Kwan Manchu. Welcome back, fools.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Up next, we got Mr. Red Fox. What does the fox say, man?
Not a damn thing. No. This is Mr. Red Fox. Just calling to remind you guys, hey, it's 2015. Don't put 2014 on your checks. I mean, they'll cash them anyway, but still, don't do it.
All right, and last is myself, and I, Kwame Manchu. We're about to sit up here and do this thing. Let's get it started. First topic up is going to be, what are you looking forward to in gaming, or what are you most fearful of in gaming that's coming around 2015? All right, let's do it, guys. What do you think? What's the one thing you're looking forward to?
Devil's Third.
Okay.
You beat me to
Devil's
do it.
Third. That's
Yes.
very interesting. That's a very sharp game that they're sitting up here and coming out with for the Wii U. It's kind of a shock to me. It was kind of like when they sat up there and brought out Eternal Darkness. You know what I'm saying? They're really taking a turn here. Okay,
Listen, I don't speak at once. Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool game. Obviously, a lot of the buzz coming from it has to do with the multiplayer. And people are really excited about that. I feel like a lot of people are excited about the multiplayer for the most part because we know Nintendo lacks in that area. And to see them go full throttle in this game would be a nice change, I guess. So a lot of people are really excited to see what comes out of multiplayer in that game. I actually just want to see more myself about the story and where that's going.
I'm definitely eager for multiplayer because here's the thing: is I like first-person shooters, but I've grown so tired of them because they pretty much all become Call of Duty. Even the new Halo has become Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this looks like a shooter that is entirely different from anything that's been released in the past few years. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do with it because it's Itagi's his thought process and some of the things he does with games, and this is kind of a third-person hack and slash first-person shooter at the same time. And then they showed off a lot of interesting things with the multiplayer back in June. And you know how anything that Nintendo touches changes over the course of 6 months. So I'm interested in seeing what they've done with it.
Most definitely. And, I'm looking forward to seeing how they use gamepad integration. You know what I'm saying? How they pulled that off. If they're going to do an approach similar to Deus Ex, if they're going to sit up here and just use it for the map, I'm hoping that they would find more ways to use the gamepad to make it very important to the gameplay.
Well, I think still hinging on multiplayer with everybody building their own fortresses, the gamepad's going to come in real handy. Especially if they want to allow people to sit and design it out the way they want to on their own. Kind of like how Nintendo did with Smash Brothers, with the being able to literally customize and carve out your own stages. I think they could do something like that.
Yeah, that'll work definitely. Wow. And so, even though I'm not the biggest first-person shooter fan, I can see myself getting into it because the story seems kind of gritty. After all, I sat up there and played, a few of the Call of Duties way back in the day.
isn't it? It's a third person shooter, right? But you can go into first person mode kind of deal.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you can. Once you pull out your gun, you have the option to switch it.
Right, that's very cool. I like that concept on its own, even.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of what you do also in Fallout. You know, when you sit up here and roll the thumb wheel, how you could change the perspective.
Yeah, very similar to that.
Okay. Well, is there any other game? Are there any other games you guys are interested in 2015, or any other types of upcoming features you might expect to come down the line for consoles or to the computers? Like this whole VR thing. I don't know how quick it's going to come out, but I think it's going to come out in the latter part of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could say basically, in general for Nintendo, yeah, I'm basically getting all. That's a default. But features as it comes. I'm also excited for. Wait, hold on. I'm also excited for Halo 5, and
he's been converted.
Yeah, I've been converted.
Xbot in the house.
No, X dot.
Oh man.
Basically, Halo 5 Scalebound. I'm really interested to see more about that. And I know that was a rumor, but freaking, you never know, FF15 or KH3. But basically, for features as it goes, I'm hoping, because for some reason they're doing maintenance on Wii U chat and all this stuff, but usually whenever they do maintenance, it doesn't mean anything. They usually just like, yeah, we're doing maintenance, and it's basically just a little tiny thing. But I'm hoping that at least with the Wii U, it finally has unified account systems where I can go and log into, let's say, my friend's console if I'm over, stuff like that. Hopefully it has a way of having some cross-game chat in there, because that would actually make things easier. Able to put our headsets in the thing, because I don't want to just have the gamepad, because the gamepad dies like that, and I don't want to have it plugged in and everything. As it goes for the other consoles, I mean, they're actually good as what it is. So, I mean, features and stand-wise, I mean, they're okay. It's just the Wii U really needs some features.
Okay. Now,
See,
what are some?
Nintendo needs features, and everybody else needs quality games.
Yep.
But Nintendo, just to be fair, Nintendo went through that when they first came out as well with the Wii U. Just to be fair, you know. But the only thing,
that's fair.
Yeah, the only thing that's worrying me though about the other consoles, it concerns features as well, is that whole DRM thing. Yeah. What happened?
You mean how you can't play your single player games unless you're logged in online?
Exactly. I mean, even if it's a physical copy. I mean, I heard this through many people on YouTube, and it's like really disturbing to think about that. Because I'm on the fence with these consoles as it is, and this is not helping matters now.
Oh yeah, and I think I'm one of the people that told you about the Xbox One. If you can't log in your name, your account, you can't play a damn game, and that completely took me by surprise. Like I didn't know.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I had no idea.
What got to me was Levelhead's video that he posted up on Christmas about it, because he apparently had the Killer Instinct game on disc, the full game on disc, and he popped in the system since he couldn't log in. He would only be able to access the free version, which was one character to play as.
But here's the thing. For him, he couldn't do the day one download, the system update, none of that stuff. So that's one thing. I had already done all that on my Xbox One, and I got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for Xbox One, and I went to put that in, and it would not let me play. I couldn't play anything, but obviously I couldn't play the game because I couldn't log into my name. So I couldn't play a game that I bought, and I had all the updates already for other games, but I couldn't even play a game that I bought.
That's just crazy.
Yep.
I can honestly say that's what turned me off. That's what turned me off from getting an Xbox One this holiday, was when I watched Coupon Strive's video. Shout out to her, when she was pissed off because she couldn't even save her game progress because Live was down.
I just gotta say this though.
Disc, I mean, if you have a physical disc, you can't save your progress. That is the most bullshit DRM ever.
Yeah, that's the dichotomy between these modern consoles and old school like style consoles. Is that, I mean, they're saying that they have so many features, but I mean, a console's primary and only real thing is that you want to play games. Mm-hmm. And if you can't even do that, then what good is a console?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
but
great.
There's another problem with this.
Yay!
There's another problem with this though. We have online platforms like Steam that you can still play your games even if you're offline.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as it's not multiplayer oriented.
So that stuff can be an excuse.
That's a backwards concept that a console can't play offline when your PC, which is generally supposed to stay online, can do it.
You know, I like it's okay, but I never experienced that problem. I was offline and I was playing MCC like flawlessly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably it's a thing.
The thing is, you had MCC downloaded, or you had installed already. Like I couldn't even install.
I
couldn't even install a game offline. You know, that's crazy to me.
The thing that kind of
go ahead.
The thing that kind of gets me a little bit with all of this is that, GVG INU said, I mean, you're seeing that you can do this on Steam, but the difference between Steam and these other consoles is that Steam is like they're built towards their own business model, right? Like their own little ecosystem they've done. These consoles, the Sony and Microsoft consoles, were built with third parties in mind, and third parties want a way to prevent piracy. Although, I mean, I'm pretty sure someone will find some way to hack these consoles. But really, I mean, these are 50 gig games. I mean, the logistics of hacking a 50 gig game is different from back in the day where, you know, the games were like 4, 5, maybe 6 gigs. I mean, all of this is a lot of stuff to go. It's like trying to keep someone from robbing your house. So you've set it so that, like, in order to get into your house, like, you've got to do a complicated ninja-like routine in order to get your key in order to open the door. And once you get the key, you've got to input a tri-numeral code that you have to solve a complicated like scavenger hunt to get it. I mean, it's a lot of trouble to go through to prevent someone from just, you know, doing whatever. And
basically, their security is like solving the Legend of Zelda puzzle.
No, it's worse than that.
It's like being stuck in the water temple.
Which water temple?
Take your pick.
And for a fact, I've never had a problem with a water temple in Zelda. Never.
Neither have I.
Okay. All that aside, though, the thing is, this whole entire, closeted DRM that they're trying to sit up here and think they're fooling people into believing that it doesn't exist, it just got outed. So where do we go from here?
Where I go from here, I'm not gonna buy any new games on the console anymore. How about that? I'll just buy a bunch of used games. That's it, and that's how I'll get by.
Say, hey, if you can't play them brand new anyway when you get them and you have to be logged in, what's the point?
Exactly. This is why, even though Nintendo may be behind by in a couple of steps as far as like bringing features, this is one thing that they sat up there and got right. You know what I'm saying? Not to force the players to sit up here and deal with some draconian DRM that's hiding inside there somewhere inside the console.
And that's because for Nintendo, the games come first, features come second. And the other guys, it's all about the features.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of like what they're selling themselves on. Hey, guys, you can bring over your friend list. Hey, you can talk to your clan mates or whatever it's called.
I mean, you got to do that for a bunch of insecure males. You gotta give them features.
I mean, Nintendo's like, hey, we got good games.
Oh no, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear none of that mess.
You gotta be able to
worry about that. You do. I don't care how you talk to your friends. We got games, okay?
You gotta be able to go to your wife and say, no, honey. Yeah, I know it's $400, but it can play DVDs and Blu-rays too.
Yeah, and you can talk to the TV. You can talk to the TV.
You can talk to it. You can watch your shows too through my game console. Come on, honey.
Well, technically, Nintendo kind of answered the. Oh, you can watch your television. I'll just play on my pad here.
Exact.
And no one's the wiser. It just, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, you have these two opposing forces in the games industry right now, and they're fighting against each other. You've got people who are basically turning gaming into kind of like a service rather than a good, because I mean, like, I mean, for a lot of us here, we're old school, so, like, we bought a Game Boy. If you want to take your Game Boy and throw it out the window and run it over, it was your Game Boy. You could do whatever you wanted. If you wanted to mod it, you could do that. It really didn't matter. But now it's like you get a console and you have people like, well, you can't do this. You better sign the EULA. You better be...
Let me say something now. Remember, Nintendo sat up there and had an update that you couldn't even use the system until you signed the EULA. So let's look at that too now.
They did brick it, but I mean, once you did that, you still, if you want to take your Wii U and mod it, I mean, if you really want to mod it, you can. Just don't do anything, because once they update it, it's gonna be like, can't do anything with it.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to mod it. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't find anything compelling in the modern community that I can't do on the PC anyway. So what's the difference?
See, for me, it's a confidence thing. Like, I know, at least up until now, when I buy a Nintendo console, that I can play that console 20, 30 years from now, even when those servers aren't up. I don't feel that way with my Xbox One. I don't know if in 10, 15 years, if I'll be able to play those games, because it won't be connected to that server or with those servers anymore. So,
look, T, they're just holding you over with that Xbox One until they come out with the Xbox 2, and then everything's going to be, copacetic. They're just holding people over.
They won't get me with Xbox 2. That's for damn sure.
I don't know, man. If they come up with something compelling, I might get an Xbox 2. I've never ever got an Xbox, but they might be my first time. Or if they can correct this whole DRM issue and also come up with some compelling games for me to play. I mean, do something with Rare, for the love of God. Get some of the former members back or something. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I mean, that's the reason I bought an Xbox One. Was for games. Like, I don't care about all these features and stuff. The reason I went out and bought one was because of Sunset Overdrive and Master Chief Collection. Master Chief Collection I thought was a great value because I didn't play every of the Halo series, and I wanted to play them all, and that was a good opportunity for me to do that. And Sunset Overdrive looked like an awesome game, and it is. And I wanted to experience that because as a gamer, if I see a game that I like, I'll buy your console. But the thing, if you're gonna restrict my access to those games, then that just turns me off completely.
Concerning Sunset Overdrive, for some reason I get a little bit of an Infamous vibe from it. Why is that?
There's definitely some Infamous feel to it, but to me it's more like Saints Row meets like Jet Grind Radio or something.
Oh, nice!
Because of the humor, it's very funny. Like I laughed out loud quite a few times playing the game from the humor.
So I take it he's a very sardonic character.
Oh yeah. I mean, and your character you can customize. You can make basically like Saints Row. You can make him anything you want. So.
But I'll tell you, this past Christmas has absolutely soured me on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Absolutely. One experience I had, plus the experiences everyone else had with them, because I'm like, sometimes you might be somewhere where you don't have internet, or your internet goes out, because we don't have the most stable internet here in this country as it is. But that's not the only thing. My wife gave me a copy of Guilty Gear Xrd for the PlayStation 3 on Christmas. It came out roughly a week and a half beforehand. When I put it in, it had to do 2 separate updates, followed by 2 separate installs. And then when I finally did log into the game, half an hour after it was finally done updating and installing, they had 3 characters available for paid DLC on day 1, in addition to other things as well. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I am so done with this shit. I'm not missing that much by not playing the other systems. So I'm just gonna stick with Nintendo because this is too much for me.
Yeah. Like I said, though, but the thing is, I'm still, like I said, I'm on the fence. I'm teetering to see which side. I'm waiting to see which side I fit sort of him fall over to, as far as like getting one of them consoles. The thing is, I would like to see somebody sell me on which one to get. Should I decide to get one of those, HD twins? Should I get the PlayStation 4? Is it less draconian than the Xbox One, or is it the other way around?
Well, I mean, you're picking your you got to pick
You're
your poison.
Your poison. Yeah.
one at least has more compelling exclusives anyway.
Yeah.
Being the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And if you're not like a big third party multi-plat guy, which is what you're gonna get on PS4 for the most part, then and you're not an Uncharted fan, and you're that new game Order ain't doing nothing for you. I don't know why you would touch that thing.
Okay.
The problem with these two consoles is that they were built around the whims and fancies of third parties. And third parties, I mean, the third parties that exist right now are not the third parties that existed 3-4 generations ago. And so basically, like, if you're expecting an era of awesome gaming from like third-party only consoles, it's like you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 good games a year from third parties. The rest are going to be, kind of okay, and maybe the others are just going to be, this is a clone of something else that's really popular from one of the third-party big three.
Yeah.
EA, Activision, Ubisoft.
And the main problem I feel like is that you have a generation of gamers who just don't know any better. Like they have no problem with any of this stuff. So when you complain about this stuff, they're like, oh well, what's the big deal? You got to install. Why don't you just go make an egg sandwich or something while that's happening? Why is that a problem? Like they'll come up with all this stuff that you could be doing to quell the fact that you have to wait an hour to play that damn game you just bought.
Yeah, so, when I hear that from young people, because quite a few like really young people come into my business establishment, they're like, well, I just do X, Y, Z. I'm like, look, I have a console, a 16-bit. I have 3 16-bit consoles that literally, in terms of ease of usage, trump my PS3, my PS2, my friend's PS4, girlfriend's Xbox One. It's ridiculous that a console that has, like, computationally speaking, has so little power that, like, a modern-day calculator could probably outperform it, and yet, graphing calculator, and yet, all these features, and they don't help ease gaming whatsoever, and that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, the main reason of technology was to make life easier. That's the main purpose of technology, is to make life easier for you.
But to add to that, what you guys mentioned earlier, the same people that sit up here and say, well, while it's installing an update or downloading, go make a sandwich or do this and that. These are the same folks that are too damn lazy to use a disc, which I've actually heard people say, man, I like downloads because I don't have to get up and swap the disc. It's like, okay, you're the same person complaining about that, but you're okay with waiting hours for a download.
Well, I'll be frank with you. I'm one of those people, I get tired of losing my discs or misplacing them. I had to buy Wonderful 101 all over again because I lent it to my girlfriend and her dog sat on the disc. Okay? So I had to download it. I was like, I'm not buying it this time. No dog will be able to steal it this time, will break it this time. So,
Dag, what exactly did he do when he sat on it?
What kind of ass your dog got?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know, but big, fat, derpy Labrador. Cutest dog ever, but he's derpy, and he'll sit, like, it was sitting on the couch, and he sat on it in an awkward situation, and it snapped it.
Oh my god, dude, that must be a heavy dog.
Well, he's a big Labrador. He's a big Labrador. He's the friendliest dog you'll ever meet, but he's derpy as hell.
Oh, Lord. Good grief. I'm glad I got a tiny dog. I got a Shih Tzu Pekingese mix. I'll stick with him. He's good to go. He won't break my discs.
Yeah. I didn't feel too bad because I got Wonderful 101 on sale, so I'm like,
Yeah,
but still have to buy it again. That just
it's really convenient. I have no problem with but even if I download some, I still gonna. Eventually I'm gonna get the physical copy as a backup, or because I have to have that physical copy in case something happens. It's a good insurance policy for me. But if the damn physical copy, if it doesn't work, 10 years from now, then it's pointless. So that's one to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna buy it used or my game fly it on my Xbox One, because I'm not owning anything anyway.
Okay, and now going further into the whole 2015, where do you think Anita Sarkeesian is headed in 2015?
No.
I have to ask that question because I'm just kind of curious. We have female members of the Gamers at Large. I wish they were here to give us input on this thing, but I'm just kind of curious to see where she's headed.
She's headed to a room with padded walls and a nice. I don't know.
Did anyone see her interview?
What happened? Did anybody?
Let Red Fox go first.
I was going to say, did anyone see her interview with Stephen Colbert where he just trolled her? Oh, I mean, he trolled her hard. It was embarrassing. Like, she's like, man, this is a great thing. I'm like, he's trolling you, lady. He's trolling you.
That's what he does. He trolls everybody.
He trolls everybody, but she was getting trolled, and okay, everyone knew he was trolling her, but she wasn't in on the joke. So she thought she wasn't getting trolled, and that's why it was sad. Because I'm like,
oh, Lord.
I don't...
Those are the best trolls.
I don't know. I don't... Like, Anita Sarkeesian is just, like... I mean, I don't wish any harm on the lady. I think, I think that her methodology... Like, how she does her research is very questionable. And that kind of takes
questionable in the
her
sense
stances, but...
Questionable in the sense, does it actually exist?
Well, I'm being charitable, because if I said how little I think of her research, it wouldn't be safe for this podcast. But basically it's very questionable, and because people don't take gaming seriously, she was able to get away with hoodwinking a lot of people. And the sad thing is that if you took her same methodology and her same stance and put it in literary, because remember a big thing 10 years ago where some schools were either outright censoring Huck Finn or abridging it so that the N-word wasn't in it. But it's a great work of literature. That's part of the whole. You have to have the whole book in order to understand it. It's even though you might find this offensive, you've got to have it. Well, I mean, it's the same thing with video games. Yeah, I understand. You might be offended by it, but it's part of the narrative. I mean,
Saints Row without all that campy bullcrap is not Saints Row. That's an example right there.
You got to have the purple dildo pack. I'm sorry.
There you go.
The thing about Anita, and this is all I'll say on her, is that I feel like there was probably a time where her quest was noble and her intentions were noble, but there's somewhere in that quest she just kind of veered off the path, and she started feeling herself. People started propping her up, and she was like, well, let me go a little further, and let me go a little bit further, and it to the point where it became a farce. And I think that's where we are now, because I feel like there's things that she could actually help, as far as her feminism, as if you will. There's things in the gaming that she would have a valid point on, but she doesn't go to those things. She goes to the extreme. You remember a couple of years ago when Super Mario 3D Land came out for the 3DS, and PETA had that whole Mario Tanuki suit ad or whatever, where Mario had cut open a Tanuki and he put on his, he was wearing the Tanuki as his suit. And it was, it was like a bloody thing. It was a horrible mess of a deal. Yeah. It was terrible that Mario was, cutting his animal open and wearing it as a suit. And PETA has a valid and a noble quest ahead of them, but they go to the extreme to get your attention. And I feel like that's what she does. She's going to the extreme, and because she goes to those extremes, she gets so much flack, and her initial message got totally muddled up, and it became to where now she's instead of like I said, instead of being noble and having that real task out there, now she's fighting the people that are annoyed by the stupidity of what she does now, because that she's mired in that now. The nobility is gone now. She's mired in the stupidity of her task, and that's where she is now. It's almost like she can't go back and talk about something of merit, some sexism in video games, because she's muddied herself so badly. We don't even want to hear that, So
the thing is that she goes for the easy. She goes for instead of going for substantive discussion about things, like you said, she goes for the easy hit. It's like she's like, well, right. Like I remember one of her videos. Well, why is Mario always rescuing Princess Peach?
It's a joke.
Never mind that there's one that there's several games where Princess Peach is rescuing Mario, or she has a more important role than just being rescued.
Right.
She goes for the easy hit. It's like, why go for the easy hit? Why go for the low-hanging fruit? Why challenge yourself? Go for something hardcore.
And the thing is, if you ask most women, does that bother them? They will say no. That doesn't bother them. Because if that bothered them, they don't like Cinderella or anything.
Exactly.
Where Prince Charming or somebody comes in and rescues the damsel in distress. I mean, these things go back, to the beginning of time.
Yep.
So, if you're gonna tackle that, you're gonna have to tackle existence. Basically, you're gonna have to get rid of the easy bake oven.
15 years. Every movie made over the last 115 years. No damsel in distress. That's like 80% of the movies gone. Comedies, romances, westerns.
Right, like I'll get behind you because I'm pretty sure, because at least in this country, women make 70-something% to $1 that men make in the same job. Like if you wanted to say, in journalism, women don't get paid as much, I'm behind you on that. Let's go there. Let's go. I'll fight with you on that kind of stuff. But when you say when you go, like you said, the low-hanging fruit silliness of why Mario has to save Peach, even though there's games where Peach doesn't need Mario to save her.
That was one of her things. That was one of her. Like I saw it and I was like, this was my introduction to Anita Sarkeesian. It was like, why is Peach? And I was like, really? This is your outrage, Mario? I mean, it's Mario. Of all the things to be angry about, Mario? That's your.
I would have gone with Saints Row. I would have gone with, if I was her, I would have gone with
Grand Theft Auto. Target. Grand Theft Auto would be a better target.
Exactly. I mean,
I would agree with you, except you can be a woman in Saints Row.
Hold on, Duke Nukem would have been a better target.
Right. Yep. I mean, there's things in there like especially Grand Theft Auto. Do we really need to be able to, pull up in the alley and have services from a hooker and then kill said hooker and take our money back? Do we really need to be able to do that in the game? No. I mean, I don't want to get into censorship. Don't get me wrong.
But it's there,
Why do we need to? Why is that? Because that's not what the game is about. Why is that thrown in there? Why is that something?
Even if it's there or not, I'm saying she could have chose that to fight against.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. That's something that she can go after that would make more sense than what she goes after.
I mean, and it's just like PETA with their, we'll go after the easy thing. Because Nintendo's not going to say anything. I mean, look, everyone here has been playing Nintendo games for years. Mario's never skinned anything to take it. Now, if you're riding a sweet Karibo shoe, he will jack that. If you got a cloud car, he'll jack that too. But, if you're wearing some cute outfit, no.
I will say, Nintendo fans wasn't having that when they did that because they got destroyed. They got bombarded with
come on, man.
Tweet after tweet after tweet from Nintendo fans.
I didn't see them going after Assassin's Creed 3. You're skinning animals in that game.
Or Big Game Hunter 2013 or whatever came out. I mean, they come out every year.
Far Cry 4, Far Cry 3.
And, it's silly. That's what I'm saying. The task starts off noble. The the intentions start off noble, and then it gets mired in silliness because the person handling it gets caught up in their own fame, and they forget what they initially went out to do.
Now for the opposing end of the spectrum.
Hold on. Let me get one thing in real quick. One thing.
Okay, go for it.
I don't know how many people actually watched that video I put up on my channel for that game that was kind of inspired by this, that No Male Heroes game.
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I gave my commentary on that. The people, the worst thing that Anita has done throughout this process is spur who don't know anything about the subject matter that they're jumping on, trying to save and fix. They don't know the deep history of gaming that a lot of women who are in the industry have massively affected. Like the creator of the King's Quest series, the woman that co-founded Sierra Interactive with her husband. I think her name, can't remember it right now.
Yeah.
But she's basically like the godmother of adventure games.
Mm-hmm.
But not a lot of those people know that. They're not willing to do the research to find these things out, even though I took 20 minutes time and found like 50 to 60 women that have deeply affected gaming.
Wait, hold on, Andrew. $160,000 on Andrew. Andre, damn, what the hell's wrong with me?
Well, they mean the same thing in French, so you're okay.
$160,000 will only buy you so much research.
Well, I did my research for free.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's his point.
The funny
and
thing
it was
about,
logical. It was logical research.
Again, Andre, $160,000.
The funny thing about all of this is that, I mean, we laugh about it, but like you said, there are people who just, they don't know any better. They listen to this woman and they're like, oh, she has a valid argument. It's like, well, her argument might be valid.
They don't want to hear or understand what the contrary is.
No, well, her argument may be valid. Yes, there does need to be more positive female protagonists in video gaming. And because I've heard people say, oh, well, I'm not going to play a game where I play as a woman. It's like, did you play Metroid? That's different. How is it different?
Wait, no, it isn't.
The thing is, the thing is, that is already way better. That's like saying, well, there's not enough African American lead game, characters or whatever. But it's still way better than what it was. These things don't change overnight.
Okay, here's another thing. If you're going to talk about fair, where's our Puerto Rican characters? And no, don't include the guy from Mass Effect.
Right.
No, I was going to say the dude from Just Cause. But I don't think he's Puerto Rican.
Nah, he's not.
Oh, you just failed on that one.
Yeah, I failed on that one. I failed on that one.
That was failure right there.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
That was like failure on a Michael Bay scale.
No. That was not Pearl Harbor. That was not Pearl Harbor bad.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The woman is a con artist. That's what she is.
Yeah.
She's the face of feminist frequency. She's not even the person that writes it. She is the face of it. And
the guy that writes it.
She's the front man.
Dude.
She's the front man of the band.
Yeah, the guy that writes it is crazy. I mean, her history, there has actually been people that have stricken her history off of Wikipedia that are Wikipedia editors, okay? She actually has a history of working with a pickup artist, which is like the bane of feminism, okay? I mean, these are things that they specifically remove from Wikipedia, because I mean I've learned a lot of this stuff recently. It's ridiculous how far down that rabbit hole goes. Like I cannot trust Wikipedia at all. Period.
Oh, I don't trust Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Been on that page for a long time. I don't know why people go there as a source.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely don't use Wikipedia as a source ever. But the thing is, I mean, she has a history of this. Of basically just doing whatever it takes to make the most amount of money for the least amount of effort. That's what her history is. So feminist frequency is just another facet of that. So she's the face of this and the spokesperson of this, but she doesn't put any writing into it. No writing and no research. She doesn't know her topics. And when pushed to name 3 games on Colbert, she names Grand Theft Auto. And if you ask her, hey, what's misogynist about Grand Theft Auto? They're gonna say strippers and hookers. Oh well, we don't have any of those in the real world.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I could talk about this for hours. So
And
I'm just gonna stop.
we can't do it. We can't.
I'm just gonna stop.
We gotta move on.
Well, we technically could, but it's probably best not.
Yeah,
to.
let's have a palate cleanser to get the foul taste of Anita Sarkeesian from out of
Wait there.
I got a palate cleanser. Yoshi's Woolly World.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, we can't talk about this no more because this is a total sausage fest, so it's not fair.
Yarn is oppressive.
Yarn is oppressive. Oh Lord.
No, I would say that Yoshi's Woolly World is. I'm going to take the con stance on this. Yoshi's Woolly World is a shameless cash grab by Nintendo using the same engine they use for Kirby's Epic Yarn, except polished up for the Wii U. And it's shameless. How dare they milk people with a shameless money grab, even though the game looks gorgeous.
Okay,
and the graphics look better than anything I've seen on the Xbox One or the PS4.
I need a dozen eggs right now. Splat.
I'm being facetious, y'all.
I know. I get you, man. I get you.
Is there a release date for that game yet?
Shoot, yeah, I'm copping it. I'm copping it. As soon as it come out and drop, it's mine.
I think everybody here is because we all Nintendo room. So
I'm think it's gonna be like a spring game.
Probably. It's got that air to it, so I think
like an Easter spring game.
I could see it as a March April game.
March April, yeah. So I was thinking.
Which game?
Yoshi's Woolly World. I was about to say Yoshi's Epic Yarn, but they already did that.
Yeah, that would be Kirby's Epic Yarn, but yeah.
We got Kirby's Epic Clay coming first, so that's all.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that is going to be some epicness right there.
I can't wait to get that little game.
Kirby.
But here's my question. Here's my question, Nintendo. Where the hell the Meta Knight game at, man?
Oh, yeah.
There is a Meta Knight game. You got to get Kirby Triple Deluxe.
No,
I mean straight
hold on. There is a Meta Knight game. It's called Smash Brothers.
No, but you can take your Meta Knight amiibo. Good luck getting one, and putting it in Kirby's what is it called? Rainbow Curse.
Knight. And he's like really powerful too.
They're gonna bring out more.
DDD.
Yeah, good luck finding one of those Meta Knights though.
They're gonna bring out more of those Meta Knights to cash in on.
I have one spare Meta Knight.
Oh really? We gotta talk offline. Or not offline, but off the cast.
Well, the reason. Hold on, but the reason I bought it is because I can't stand Nintendo and their fans.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Where you gonna go with that topic?
I had a feeling.
I see you dropping a hint. Go ahead, roll with it.
Oh no.
Let me guess.
I'm not gonna touch that because I know how Mega feels about it.
You can't touch this.
Hold on. Given Mega's indie remarks on this recent video, I was just like, wow.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go into it anyway. Okay. Now, I understand. Okay, people like a certain character, and they want to get as much as they can because probably they want to decorate. Because now, now we have the decorations of different amiibos and stuff like that. But when you go out of your way, okay, to piss off all these other fans of that certain character or that certain, franchise from which that character is from, you just mess with the wrong guy, man. You just mess with the wrong side. All right, and I'm honestly getting sick of people just buying tons and tons of these amiibos and then selling them for more than they're actually worth. I'm sick of these. I don't want to say. All right, I'm sick of these garbage people that keep buying all these. Like this guy over here that bought over 100 and is trying to piss off fans and stuff like that. And he invested like what? He said he has $35,000 more dollars he's going to invest to do all this. I'm just like, okay, first of all...
Look a D-bag to me.
First of all, no, but the thing that comes to mind is you have $35,000. Just one question to everybody.
Amiibos, right?
Just one question to everybody. What would you do with that $35,000?
Hold on a second. you honestly believe somebody's really doing this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why y'all? Why do y'all believe this? Like,
who has that type of time?
He made a video and has some pictures that he pulled off of Google.
Listen, I can believe this because people do this. We do live in a world where there's 7 billion people, or almost close to 8. It's possible.
But what I'm saying is, unless there is proof of it, there's nothing you can do about it. If it's, if he's doing it, but unless there's proof, of him having all this stuff, then I'm not gonna get upset anyway. But you should get upset until you know for sure that this is true. This guy could just be totally trolling all y'all.
I would normally agree with you, Mr. T, except there was a guy who bought 600 tickets of the limited showing for the interview.
Oh, and
yeah, I heard about that so that he did it so he could resell them for money. And then it turned out on YouTube. Yeah, it turned out it was going to be a limited review, and he tried to return it, and he couldn't get his money back.
Well, it looks like the joke was on him. And that
I'm telling you, people are crazy. They will do anything to either piss people off or try to make a profit.
I just wish I could have been there.
Why get pissed off? Because it's what he wants. Like, don't give people what they want. They lose power if you don't give it to them.
Yeah, don't give them that power over you.
No, but it's just the fact of people. I don't even understand how Target, could let people pre-order that much, or any of these stores do that.
I mean, that's all they care about is the money, man.
That's one of the reasons it's so suspect to me, though. Could you guys really sit there and let somebody pre-order 100 of one thing?
I wouldn't know, man.
I don't know.
They using different names and addresses.
That's all they care about.
It's a lot of work.
Apparently, he's also using different names and addresses to do it too, which, if I remember correctly, is a form of fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Federal fraud at that, because you're not supposed to sign or use anybody else's name on any documentation legally. So he's got a lot to answer in court if he's actually doing this, because I'm pretty sure FBI will kick his ass. I let a word slip. Sorry about that.
Well, considering there was a dude who got mad that Sonic Boom was so bad and was like
he went and maced the GameStop employee,
like tampering with products and then macing people.
Hold on. What the heck do they have to do with the production of the game?
Exactly. I mean, this guy's life is bad enough. He works at GameStop. Why do you gotta mace him on top of that?
I mean, this is with you.
All GameStop employees listening to this podcast, send your hate mail to redfox@gmail.com.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hold on, you forgot the Mr. Red Fox.
Mr. Red Fox @gmail.com.
No, look. I worked retail. Working retail is literally, it's one of the. It sucks. Okay, it sucks. Especially if you're making a wage and it's like minimum. Oh, it sucks. They change your hours, and it's like you're doing.
Hold on, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
But does it suck?
Yes. And then on top of that, you're thinking GameStop. You're like, man, I'm gonna be working with video games. I like video games. I'm working at a place that sells video games. It's not like that at all. Okay.
Oh no, it's nothing like that at all.
So it's bad enough that you got to do that. But then on top of that, some poor dude's just making his minimum wage or whatever, just trying to work his hours, do whatever he's got to do, and you're gonna mace the dude because a company that, I mean, why don't you go to Big Red Button Studios and mace somebody? They're the ones who made the dang game. Shoot.
I don't know if even that one's true. I think that's got to be a troll.
No, they had it on tape.
No, they had it on tape.
They did? Oh my God.
Did it? Yeah.
It could have been reenacted. I don't know. Could have been.
No, he literally went. He pulled out a little vial. It looked like a mace thing, and he sprayed a dude. Dude's like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "Come on, man. He's a GameStop employee. That dude."
I can think of a few other games they could have been macing people over.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Unity.
No. Mass Effect 3. There you go.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3.
Watch Dogs.
What?
Watch Dogs.
What? Yeah, Watch Dogs. I mean,
Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Dragon Age 2 would require a baseball bat and a tack hammer.
No, a board with a nail in it.
I'm sorry. If he's macing over Sonic games,
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 would like its masonry.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not 06? I mean, if you're gonna mace somebody about a Sonic game, 06.
I played the demo of Sonic Boom. It ain't all that interesting to me, but it is nowhere near as bad as 06.
No.
Sonic and the Black Knight. Wait, what was that again?
That was actually better than Sonic 06.
To tell you the truth,
that's not really saying that much.
The Sonic games on the Wii. The Sonic games on the Wii, to tell you the truth, the Sonic games on the Wii weren't as bad as people make them out to be. Were they good? No. They were solid.
Except for Rings.
You're not counting Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm guessing.
That wasn't
Shadow, it was on the GameCube, PS2.
It was GameCube.
Was it that far back? Wow.
Yeah, it was on the GameCube and PS2. Yeah. But I mean, the ones on the Wii, like Secret Rings, the one with the that was like the Black Knight, all that stuff. I mean, it was basically just the runner, the on rail sections of of the Sonic Adventure, except expanded upon in different environments. Collect the rings, dodge some stuff, get to the end of the level, fight maybe a few enemies along the way. I mean, it wasn't special, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this game is totally unplayable. Now, Sonic 06...
Solid games, yes.
Sonic 06 was bad.
That game was broken. I mean, that game was a mess.
That game was so broken you could walk upside down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone had to commit seppuku.
That game, you have to blame the fans of that time, because they're the ones that actually pushed it. They're like, oh, it needs to be out for Sonic's anniversary.
Nope.
And guess what they did?
I would have been patient and waited. I'm sorry.
Look what Sega did when they listened. Look at what they made.
No, I'm putting the blame where it solely belongs. The people made that game.
Well, Sega didn't know that their anniversary was going to be in 2006. I'm guessing they knew that ahead of time, so they should have had time enough to make a decent game.
I'll give you an example, okay? Like Smash Brothers Melee was a rushed game. The U.S. version was pushed out in 13 months. Rushed, okay? We all know the glitches it had. It's still an easier game to play than Sonic 06, even with all the glitches and exploits.
And that's that.
Wait, Red. You see, what you just said was basically you saying that Melee was not intended to be the game that it was.
No, man.
It wasn't.
Be careful what you're saying, bro. You know them Smash fans gonna get pissed at you.
No,
Smash fans send your hate mail.
No.
Mr.
You're getting two forms of hate mail today.
Now, if you play the Pacific, like the AU version of the game or the European version that came out later, there's a whole bunch of fixes that fix a lot of stuff, like no wave dashing, none of those weird glitches with the damage, clipping. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not in those versions of the game. They rushed Melee out for the U.S. market.
Those aren't glitches. Those are skills. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is totally a skill. You're right. I'm sorry. How dare I? You're right. It is a skill to glitch through the
exploits.
entirely.
Those are not exploits. Those are skilled positions. Okay. You have to. It takes time to learn that stuff. Okay.
Oh, Lord. It does take time. It takes time to break a game.
Well then, I guess that would make Marvel vs. Capcom 3 the game of the century.
Oh, damn. I'm not even touching that.
Andre, do not bring up that piece of shit, especially Ultimate.
Oh Lord! Exactly my point.
Ultimate was an excellent game. What are you talking about? There was like explosions and colors and stuff.
The only Marvel vs. Capcom game I truly respect, and it's my favorite one, is the very first one because there were no glitches.
No, there were glitches.
I kind of preferred number 2.
They were, but they were not like what happens in MVC 3.
I like all of them. Look, I like not 3, but I like Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I like because it had a bigger character roster. I like X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I like all that
superheroes
stuff.
Versus Street Fighter.
I like that. I like that stuff. But my God,
who liked Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
It's okay. But they could have done better.
We won't talk about that.
Let's move on.
Hold on, you guys actually just fell for a trick. There is no Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
I just corrected you.
I don't care. I don't care. Look,
I don't know why we haven't moved
Street Fighter cross Tekken, Tekken cross Street Fighter. The game stinks either way.
Yeah, we knew the game you was talking about.
Well, you know what though? We forgot about Capcom versus SNK, which were pretty good.
Those were good, yeah.
Those were good.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom was pretty good too.
Yes, it was. Any game that lets me play as GeForce is awesome.
But I mean, but to me, I really do hope this happens in the future. But I would love to see like Guilty Gear versus Street Fighter, whatever, or X-Men. I don't care, but I would really love to see that.
I would rather
No.
see Tatsunoko versus Guilty Gear.
This was just a recent. This was just a
I want to see Samurai Showdown versus Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Samurai Showdown versus Guilty Gear.
No, this was just a recent death battle too. Blaze Blue versus Guilty Gear.
Yeah, it was Soul Bad Guy versus
sounds good.
Ragnar. It was Soul Bad Guy versus Ragnar. It was
Yep.
awesome.
It was
They're
awesome.
made by the
dude.
same company though.
Yes, they are.
would
So
work.
that could work because they own the
Easily
rights to their own characters.
Fighters Megamix cross Virtua Fighter.
That'd be interesting.
Why does Mega Man say Virtual Fighter characters?
Yeah, that's my point.
Hold on, I got one better for you. Soul Calibur versus Ballerina Toshinden.
I would totally
No,
play
it-
that. I don't care what
Calibur
anybody
has to
says.
go
I
with
would play that,
anything.
though.
If Soul Calibur has to go with anything, it has to go with Tekken because they have the same kind of playstyle with the 3D. sliding around.
They do share a few characters.
Did you not learn from
No,
They
Yachi
share
and
no.
Soul
a few
Calibur 2?
characters.
No.
Come on,
Carry
man.
on.
They share Yoshi.
What I would
Mitsu.
rather see,
Yoshi
what I would rather see would be,
wins.
what I would rather see would be Soul Calibur versus Samurai Showdown, and just port the Samurai
Yes.
Showdown characters into that engine.
Yeah,
They can
that's
do
all
it.
they
I mean,
need.
look what they did for the Legend of Zelda. I mean, with Link and
Oh man.
Spawn.
Mitsurugi
Hachi
versus
should not be
Harumaru.
mentioned because he doesn't use a sword, so forget him.
Right.
I know he's got fists and everything, but Soul Calibur, people got swords, okay?
How do we get on this damn topic?
We bounce.
It's large, dude.
The game is at large.
I see what happened. Game is at large. Game is at large.
We specialize exactly. You never know where you're gonna end up.
Exactly, man. Once you go down the rabbit hole, you never know what it leads.
We're like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Well, you know what though? You know, how about that Turtles movie, guys?
Quit playing.
You know, I enjoyed the elevator scene, and that's it.
And I'm gonna say that on a scale of 1 to 10.
For the record.
Who?
For the record. If you watch the movie, not as a Turtle fan, as just a random watcher, it's adequate.
Dude,
It's a one-time rental.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mr. T, you're a hardcore critic, so you don't count, bro.
They got the personality of the Turtles.
As a Turtle fan, I do give it a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. But
As a Turtle fan,
I will also admit the movie is full of some obvious editing issues
Oh,
as
yeah.
well as some plot holes.
Yeah, they
I
had
will
to
say
cover up
that.
that white shredder.
And Megan Fox.
there was supposed to be aliens.
No, this is how it went with
Shredder was
Megan
supposed to be
Fox.
that white dude.
This is how it went with Megan Fox. It was just like, oh, stare at me for 5 minutes.
That's my problem. That's my biggest problem is the script. Like you know how Screen Junkies on YouTube they do honest trailers.
Yeah.
I love.
I watched their honest trailer, and there's this line delivered by William Fichtner's character, where he goes, "We'll drain every last drop of blood from their bodies, even if it kills them." And I said, duh, that will kill them.
Yeah.
Said, who wrote this? A 12-year-old? I have like 600 likes on that thing because I get a like. I get like 10 likes a day on that comment because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
The thing about that.
Well, T, they're mutants. Maybe they could survive without blood.
No.
Well, the thing about that movie is that they got the personality of the Turtles right, but everything else so very wrong. April O'Neil wrong. Splinter
Very,
wrong.
very, very wrong. Very wrong.
The Turtles' body.
So wrong it hurts.
The Turtles' body wrong.
Yeah, the
God.
TMNT movie that came out not this year, last year. See, I'm already making this thing. Last year, I mean, it literally was.
It looked like the mega ooze forms.
No, it was 3 movies. It was 3 movies. The first movie was Let's look at Megan Fox's behind. The second movie was Let's look at Megan Fox's connection with these weird turtles. And the last 45 minutes of the movie was okay. Let's look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I mean, it was a 2.5 hour long movie. The vast majority of it was Megan Fox's behind, her connection to the turtles, and very little turtles. And you watch a movie like that because you want to see turtles.
Dude, it's Michael Bay. Michael Bay is Megan Fox.
No.
Explosions.
He was just
That's
a producer.
all you need.
Hold on, but you know what though? In my opinion, the worst offense, to me, the worst offense that movie committed, and this is the worst part of it to me. I'm open-minded, but even this is a little too far-fetched. Master Splinter, learn how to fight from a book.
Yeah, that was too much. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He learned how to fight from a book. Spoiler.
Yeah. There was no training, this book shows me how to fight. I'll read this book. Now I'm master.
First of all,
anyone that hasn't seen this, spoiler alert.
No, apparently somebody took a doo-doo and and flushed their copy of Ninjutsu down the toilet. That's right.
Yeah, I flush down martial art manuals all the time, dude.
And here's the worst part. Right? It's I mean, this is a Michael Bay issue, okay? Because anyone who saw that third Transformers movie, they noticed this about Michael Bay, right? He takes continuity that could be used to make a so much better movie in the future and
throws that shit out the window.
And he destroys it. Like in Transformers, spoiler alert, but that movie's over 5 years old, so I'm gonna spoil it. Cybertron warps through, they destroy the planet. So now we're never gonna get a Unicron, we're never gonna get a Cybertron turning into Primus, a huge fight between 2 giant robots. No, we're stuck with Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, he's the best thing about the damn movie, other than
but I mean, dude, you guys saw Epic Rob Battle. Michael Bay is all about the money, son, and money says everything.
He is.
You can't blame Michael Bay for Turtles. He was just a producer.
And then with and then the worst thing with Turtles is that, I mean, a major plot point behind the Turtles, if you read the comics or watched the show, is that the only reason Shredder realizes that his old nemesis is someone who knows is because the Turtles know foot-style martial arts. That's the whole point. They know foot-style martial arts, and he's like, wait a second, I'm the only person who knows foot-style martial arts.
The whole connection between Hamato
So he flushed it down the toilet.
Yeah,
you gotta tell him not to flush.
The White Shredder's like, wait, I don't need no karate. I have a mecha suit and I shoot telekinetic blades. I don't need karate. Throw this stuff down the toilet.
That whole connection between Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki is just completely taken out.
Hey, they're April O'Neil's pets. Don't you know that? They're her pets.
And her delivery of that line of
okay, Mizuti.
Oh,
I take that back. The movie sucks. I take it back. I was trying to say it was decent one-time watch, but screw it. The movie sucks.
The best thing about it was that elevator scene with the turtles. That was
the best part.
And that's pretty sad that your best scene in a movie is in an elevator.
That's usually how it goes. The trailer shows the best parts of the movie.
Let me ask you something. Did that movie have a budget like $200 million?
No, it was only only, not quote. It was only like 110, 120, I think.
Okay, with $120 million, they could not hide those really, really, really obvious editing cuts and things they spliced in there. Okay, guys, people found out William Fichtner, a white guy, is going to be the Shredder. So obviously, we need to find some random Asian dude, keep him in shadows, and shoot this after the film was already cut. And we'll splice it.
I need to go get my certification. You could have sent me the movie. I'd have done it for $300,000. I'd have been.
It was the lamest. I mean, it was like obviously it's like okay, you're setting up this white guy to be Shredder. Now, personally speaking, I mean,
how about that Guardians of the Galaxy? Man, that was a good movie.
Awesome.
Oh, that was amazing. Complete surprise for me.
Friggin' I shall destroy
the world. It had a bit of a Star Wars feel to me.
Yes, and I love that. Yes.
Star Wars,
and I love that.
But funny.
You know, James Gunn. I love James Gunn stuff. So I should have known better. But you know, like I said, I didn't really know those characters. So, and it just seemed weird. The trailers just seemed kind of weird. But you know, sometimes you can't go by that trailer.
It was James Gunn, so I was like, Yeah. I liked him in Slither, so I can't.
I love Slither. A lot of people don't like that movie. I don't know why.
Because it's disgusting.
It's hilarious, though.
But I like that. It's totally disgusting, but I like that.
It knows
you guys are some sick people.
It is. It's like there's a scene in that movie where he's like got this lady locked up in the farmhouse. It's totally disgusting. But
it's an old school
stop watching.
It's an old school like 80s comedy horror in the vein of like Return of the Living Dead or something like that.
Night of the Living Creeps. Night of the Living Creeps. That's what it is.
Oh, Night of the Living Creeps, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just totally. It's like, I mean, that's how 80s horror movies used to be. It would be totally disgusting. Like, it would just, but it was like funny disgusting. Or like Monster Squad, Wolfman Has Nards.
Troll 2 when they're eating greens. That stuff is nasty, man.
Yeah.
Slimy stuff.
I just want to say one thing. Everybody, welcome to Critics at Large. We're here today to talk about how bad Ninja Turtles was, how good
Troll 2 is.
Every other day. Troll 2.
Dude, Wolfman Has Nards. That's all you need to know, son. And if you don't know that, you need to go watch Monster Squad.
Let's get back on track here. What was my
Fantasy life is crack for any MMORPG fan.
Yes, it is.
I've heard from Quan.
Plugged in 16 hours in 2 days.
Oh boy, you're not messing around.
Awesome.
And that's why me doing my regular stuff. Don't ask me how I did it. It involved sheep, babies, explosions, and mutagen. Oh, and a beer. Yeah.
Were you juicing?
Yep. Kale, spinach, strawberries, blueberries, bananas, and apple juice. It's delicious.
Did we, I guess we kind of touched it, but did we get into gaming trends for the present and the future that we don't like, that we seem to not, or that we do like as well, obviously?
I think we didn't get into that. But, oh my god, I just want to talk about one thing. So who's going to buy that Walkman? That new Walkman? Come on, man.
Yeah, man, I got my 1200 saved up, son.
Heck yeah, man, that new Walkman, oh, it's totally worth it.
And it only plays music. Oh, yeah.
I really would, but I went into my attic and I opened it up and I had the original Walkman, like the cassette one and the CD playing one, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. Who needs an iPod,
No, Fox. It's all about spending money pointlessly. For cool gadgets.
I'm not Sony.
That's
Look,
not
do you
cool.
see Sony anywhere in my name? I'm not Sony. I don't spend money pointlessly. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
For $1,000 cheaper, you can get an iPod that plays movies as well. But who needs that?
Yeah.
I just want to know, because I really didn't read much of this. What makes this so like worth $12,000?
It's Sony on it.
It's Sony, dude.
$1,200.
It's Sony.
What makes it Sony on it? That's why.
I mean, that's their problem. My problem with them is they overprice their products. But
that's not just overpriced. That's ridiculous. I mean,
that's
ridiculous.
Called arrogance. See,
if they would have sold things at a regular price, they would still be thriving as a business.
Yep.
This is what happened to Sony. This is what I was worried about when the PS4 was doing well. It's like Sony's going to get arrogant again. And here we are, arrogant Sony.
Get arrogant.
Arrogant yet again. It's like, dude, you guys are like 3 or 4 flops away from bankruptcy, but you'll sell us a $1,200.
I mean, that has nothing to do with PlayStation 4 success. That's just stupidness. I mean, that just.
Yeah.
Really, you don't think it's arrogant? They're just being stupid.
I don't think they said, "Oh, look how well the PlayStation 4 is doing. Let's sell a $1,200 iPod."
you know what?
With no movie capabilities. Let's do that.
You know what? I agree with you. This is stupidity, because this is the same company like 2 years ago was bragging about how they made a 500 gigabyte cassette tape.
I just think it's just complete detached. It's just corporate detachment from reality. when you do that kind of thing. That's nonsense.
Yeah.
We created that 500 gigabyte cassette tape. Who's going to use it? People who like cassette tapes, but no one uses cassette tapes anymore.
It's just that you would think at this point they would know better than to do that. Like they went from, like I said, they went from a $120 billion company down to a $16-17 billion company. You think at this point they wouldn't be still doing this kind of stuff?
Nope.
But
crap! They found me. Bye, guys. I snuck away. Now I gotta go back.
It's just that's the kind of stuff that just. Oh my God! It's like, why? All right, you guys were on track. You made a new Walkman. Woohoo! But you over.
Only problem is $12,000. It's $1,200.
$1,200.
Yeah, like I said,
it's $1,200.
That would make more sense, and I quote sense. That would make more sense if it was 2000 or 2002 even, for them to be coming out with a $1,200.
I know, because look, it's like digital, right? This time it's like all digital, and you just upload your music to it and all that, right?
Right.
No.
That would be worth it at that time, because
it would still wouldn't be worth it, but it would make more sense.
Let's say it would be worth it. Let's say it would be worth it at like 95.
No.
No. I meant the year 95.
No.
Oh, 1995.
Yeah.
If they had come out with this in 92, if they'd have come out with it in 92, 93, maybe, just maybe. Because I remember when VCRs really started taking off, and they were really expensive. Because I remember going to Kmart and seeing them selling, like, they were on sale, and they were like $900. I was like,
What are you talking about? They're still coming out with VCRs. We just got
My dad lost his stuff. No, I'm talking about, like, when I was a little kid back in the day. VCRs were on sale, but my dad lost his stuff because he was a tech head, and it was like $800 from like $1,200. And, I mean, this was like, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, I can understand Sony selling this for this. But that much, no. But it's just like they did with the Betamax. It's the Betamax all over again.
I mean, it's just like, honestly, they just gotta fix this whole pricing issue, apparently, that they have. Whoever is being hired to make these prices should be fired, to be honest.
No, they shouldn't be fired. They should be launched into the sun. Ultra fired.
You know what I feel like? I feel like they. I feel like the ship is sinking, and they've already put so much research and whatnot and development into that thing. They're just trying to make their money and get out what they can. I feel like that's what they're doing. They're trying to make the money.
I'll say this much
and get out.
Anyone buys this, I'm sorry. I know, let the buyer beware and all that stuff. If you buy a $1,200 Walkman Redux, because that's what it is, I'm sorry. No.
In 2015,
no.
you got.
In 2015, you have problems. You need to have your wallet taken away from you. If
Actually, you got problems, or you don't have problems because you got enough money to throw at that thing.
No, if you have a wife or a loved one or anyone in your family who has co-decisions on how the money is spent, they need to slap you really hard in the face, like really hard. Like, what's wrong with you? What are you thinking?
All right, let's stop talking about Sony and start talking about games. Oh, shots fired.
See,
no, but there's another
thing. Do not.
There's another thing actually lately that they've done. They actually partnered with Samsung to put PlayStation Now built into the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This basically is proving though that they're not gonna probably not come out with a next gen console at all. Like, they're just gonna be a streaming service.
Yeah, but the thing is, getting into the whole streaming service thing, the most of the providers that you see out there won't provide a sufficient amount of speed to make it easy to sit up here and be capable of handling a streaming service such as what they're trying to present here.
I agree with Mega though, and the reason why I agree with Mega is because to me, just like how Nintendo likes to test things out, subliminally for a while before they actually make it like an actual thing. To me, PlayStation Plus was that thing for PlayStation Now. Yeah. You think about PlayStation Plus, they always talk about the free games you get every month, but if you stop paying at any point for PlayStation Plus, you can't access those free games, even though they're already downloaded on your console.
You're renting
and you're playing. It's basically a glorified rental service, and I think now it's going to be basically the same thing. It's basically PlayStation Plus realized. Like, out in the open what they always want to be. They don't want you to own games. They want you to rent them indefinitely. You never own anything. And to me, I don't agree with always renting something but never owning.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like rent to own in perpetuity.
Yeah, I mean, they've already kind of said that. I don't know if it was Yoshida who kind of hinted. I'm gonna drop the link in the discussion box over here, but I haven't looked at it recently myself. But they hinted at that's what that the PlayStation 5 might just be streamed from your smart TV or some kind of device.
Well, let's be frank. This would solve a lot of their problems.
Yeah. Hardware is expensive to make. That's why why companies like Apple haven't jumped in.
But the problem with that is the hardware you're depending on to stream said content to millions of users. I mean, it's garbage because let's be honest, the best games out there are the ones that are actually made and optimized for a gaming console.
Right.
You can try to put those same games on a mobile device if you want to, but they're not in any way the same. Grand Theft Auto Mobile,
People have done it. People have done it. People put KOTOR on mobile. Look, I agree with you. I agree with you, Dr. Feelgood. But the thing is that you're finding a lot of Sony is doing what they have to do in order to protect themselves because let's be frank, they cannot afford to capitulate to third parties like they've been doing during the PS3, PS4 generation. They can't do it anymore. This way, they're tired of paying off third parties like they've been doing. They can't do it anymore.
That is Bolshevik, man. They got Street Fighter V.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking out both sides of the neck when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, look how cash-strapped Capcom is, though. They need the money. They retired Mega Man. But
Sony needs the money too, and they're still throwing it out there.
Yeah, because they want to get that install base so they can charge people for PS Plus and PS Now and all that stuff.
But I mean, how much more?
It's a calculated risk.
How much more is Street Fighter going to give you? How much more install base?
Not that much, but I mean, look, everyone saw those commercials. Not a whole lot
because it's going to be PC
no, in my opinion, Street Fighter V is going to actually cut Capcom's install base.
No, look. Okay, let's look at all the people. Look at all the basically selling themselves that Capcom's been doing lately. Okay, they sold out Monster Hunter, which should be. I mean, not Monster Hunter. Forgot. Oh God, it's the third installment with like Frank West and all that stuff, but it doesn't have Frank West. Dead Rising. They sold that out to Microsoft because they needed the money. They sold. They're selling out Resident Evil to the Vita. Now the Vita's doing well in Japan, but not so good anywhere else.
You mean the Vitanic?
Yeah, the Vitanic. It's only doing well in Japan, and the only reason it's doing well in Japan is because they make it very easy for like indies and smaller companies to put stuff on the console.
The games are very Japanese centric, and they eat those games up over there.
They're cheap in Japan. Cheap to make.
Japan, like they like the mobile market over there. They like handheld market.
Oh my God! Did you see how? Speaking of which, Nintendo stock rose when they sat up there and said there's a collaboration with Puzzles with Mario.
That's right. Yeah. Don't you know they're going to go mobile?
I saw that.
Nintendo's going to make a phone.
That's what these people that invested think they're going to do now. Not going to happen.
I mean, even though I've been, playing in Nintendo games for many, many years now, and I know with reasonable certainty that they're not going to go mobile, but,
I guess they missed the part where they said it was on the 3DS.
That's the thing that I bet they missed too.
No, they were like, no, this is just a first salvo. See, they're softening up the market a little bit. They're softening up with this. They're gonna make some more money, and then they're gonna make a phone.
They're gonna make Nintendo Flappy Birds.
Oh Lord, no.
No, it's gonna be with. It's gonna be with what
Winged Yoshi.
No.
Nintendo Koopa Troopa.
Yoshi or freaking the Duck Hunt Dunk. We're gonna have that.
Lord.
Just have like Duck Hunt all over.
It's gonna be The Legend of Zelda on a mobile device, but instead of
the cuckoos. Oh my God.
Instead of finding hearts, you're gonna pay for them, 99 cents per heart. So.
Oh God! Have you ever seen Super Toad 67?
No. And neither do I want to.
You gotta watch it. It's so hilarious.
3D Mario Touch and Run.
Oh my gosh.
3D Mario Touch Runner. That's it.
No, you have to rename that since it's on mobile. You have to call it Mario Pay and Run.
To me, the only real Nintendo game that could do well on mobile and the experience would be just as good as the original game is fucking Duck Hunt.
No, because people be breaking their phones trying to put their fingers through the screen.
That would be too easy. You just touch the damn screen.
No, I think Pokemon.
No, people will be breaking their phones trying to shoot the Duck Hunt dog in the face.
No, I think Pokemon you could actually put Pokemon on mobile.
Pokemon could work.
The only thing is that, like, I mean, you would have to make it in such a way that you didn't alienate the core fan base of Pokemon, while at the same time monetizing it. So, like maybe make, instead of having Poke Centers free, you charge people for it, but not like actual money. Like they get, like, I don't know, like some type of weird made-up currency that they spend in order to use the Poke Center. Like you get like 3 base tries. After those 3 tries, they start charging you money for it.
Pokebucks.
Pokebucks.
Basically, that'll work. They already got Pokebucks.
Money in virtual money. Heck yeah.
Yeah, well, look, everyone else is doing it.
Oh God, no.
It's like, you know what's really
Ubisoft is doing it.
Somebody's mom needs to come. Somebody's mom needs to come out and say, "Okay, just because Capcom's doing it, does it mean you have to do it too?" No.
Oh my God.
I'm just thinking in the way that these investors think, because they're everything has to be just, oh well, we got to do it because Nintendo is doing it.
Oh Lord.
Everyone else is doing it. We got to make money. I understand that. No one is in business to not make money. I get it, but I mean,
Sony is.
Well, that's right. Sony and Square Enix and Capcom, they are in business to lose money as quickly as humanly possible. But normal people are in business to make money.
Wow.
He said they're in business. But I'm gonna laugh at that statement. They're in business to lose money.
As quickly as humanly possible. You have to add that caveat.
At the end of a company, that's what they do. They, they flush their assets.
Like, I'll tell you when I knew that Capcom was trying to lose. Someone was trying to make them lose all their money when they were like, "We're no longer doing the takeover defense. So if you want to buy this crap, come on, man, pay off our debts, bail us out. Come on." They want that bailout. They want that stimulus package, son.
Yeah, that's what vulture capitalism is. You buy a company on that's on its last legs, and you run up the debt and get out of there.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And I mean, I seriously think that their current CEO, chief financial officer, I think the dude is like, I think he's trying to basically run it into the ground and then sell it to someone. Although the thing is, the only big players who would buy Capcom, like the only big player that would legitimately buy Capcom because they need like the IPs, would be Sony. But I don't think Sony wants to buy that horse.
But to me, the only big players that could buy Capcom and actually make the most of their IPs, the only one is Nintendo. If Microsoft buys them, I think it would be wasted.
Microsoft can't buy them. It's a Japanese company.
Microsoft can't. Yeah, Microsoft can't buy them.
To me, if Microsoft were to buy Capcom, it would be another case of them buying Rare. So let's say for about 10 years, then let's release a sequel to the first Mega Man with newly updated graphics.
Oh God, please! Now you're starting to sit up here.
You can buy every character in the game. We'll trickle it out.
Not buy characters. You have to buy his power-ups.
To buy his power-ups. There you go. That's.
Oh Lord, I'm getting nightmares of Conquer Reloaded.
It's like guess what? You have unlocked Leaf Shield, but to actually activate it, please deposit 400 Microsoft points.
Oh Lord.
Just want to say, PlayAsia has these kind of GameCube adapters, not the one that you plug into the Wii remote. They have a new one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they have their own kind of one. Not bad. I mean, it's for anybody who wants it.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo blocked their ass out with the damn patch.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the original. Look, if you didn't get the original, I'm sorry. You're just gonna be SOL until they come out with a better supply stream.
I'll sell you mine for $500.
No, I got mine. I see. What I did was I pre-ordered my stuff early, and I got my stuff. It came in the mail a day late, but I got it.
I was pretending to be a one of those scalpers.
That's what they're doing, dude. They're selling them a lot of money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the cheapest one on Amazon is like $90.
All right, guys, we got time for one more topic. What's it gonna be?
E3 2015.
No,
that's a great
okay. That's like a show unto itself right there.
Seriously.
So we need something that's a shorter topic than that. Because,
how about the one where I was saying Miyamoto talking about games that
are coming
out that we don't know about that come out this year for Wii U. So I think that'll be a good one.
Then let's go for that one. What games do you think are secretly in the making?
Metroid.
F-Zero.
F-Zero.
Oh, no, wait a second with you guys at F-Zero. Hold on a second. Listen. The guy even confirmed to himself it's not coming this generation. It's not. Because the guy confirmed it himself. He said it himself. Because they're looking for a more innovative control method.
That's BS. I'm going to tell you why.
No, it is BS. But the thing is, he basically just confirmed.
The statement is BS. That's not a confirmation. Because people asked Miyamoto right around the time of E3, are we going to get any more variations on the 3DS? No. And then 2 months later, we got 3DS XL. So don't go by that statement. That could be a misinterpretation, or a straight up dodge, a straight up troll.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You give me an F-Zero, I'll be happy. You give me a Metroid, I'll be extremely happy. You give me a Star Tropics, I'm gonna go flipping nuts.
Hold on, what about an Extreme G?
Oh no, that's a claim.
That's a claim, and a claim is dead.
There you go.
Hey, they could buy the license.
Yeah.
Why when they have F-Zero?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
they have too many
races. Those weapons of armed combat to F-Zero. Want to keep that pure.
No, but honestly, it's like this right now with Nintendo, where it's basically people are asking for these games, but then they don't buy it. There's moments where they're just like, I bet right now they're like this with Star Fox.
Yep.
If we do not sell this amount, you will never see Star Fox again. Probably in another 15 years.
I wouldn't say never, but it'll be a long while.
And you know what the sad thing is? There were a lot of people whining and complaining about Star Fox. We want Star Fox. We want Star Fox. We want Star Fox. And this game is probably only going to break maybe 1.5.
Right.
Yeah,
by the time the game comes out, it'll be 10 million. Only 10, maybe 10.5, maybe 10-15% of the install base will buy it. Yeah. But all the people that were complaining about, well, I'll get a Wii U and when Star Fox comes out.
Right. They'll find a reason not to get it. Oh, it's using the gamepad? Oh, I don't want to play that.
Oh, Lord.
It's different.
Dude, people are still bitching saying just sell a Wii with a Pro Controller. It's like, dude, you don't realize the system is built around the gamepad. It's built around it.
It's basically like going up to someone saying, oh, well, I don't want to play the N64 with the N64 controller. Give me an SNES controller. An NES controller. I want an NES controller.
I mean, honestly, it's come to that point where, people keep asking, and yet Nintendo, because that's what actually happened recently with Fire Emblem, if you didn't know, where they said if this game does not sell over 700,000 within this set period of time, we're going to debunk this game. We're not making another one for a very long time. Guess what? They sold over that amount, and we're going to get another one probably next generation or something like that. So we're gonna get that. It's just people have to start buying these games.
Yeah, you got 10 million people crying, and 800,000 actually going out and buying the game.
I wouldn't say the whole user base is crying though.
It's just the loud ones.
No, that's what I like about Nintendo though. They keep their budget sensible, so their games don't have to sell like gangbusters to be profitable for them.
Oh,
which
you
is
mean
good
like
because,
Ubisoft?
It's like they're like, well, Square Enix with Tomb Raider Ultimate Edition. Now they have released that game like 6 times now, again and again and again, and it took they had to release it 3 times to get it profitable. That is ridiculous.
It's like, come on, Nintendo, we want new IPs. You guys make Mario too much. To make too much stuff. Okay, we got this thing here called Project Steam. Oh, no, we want Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
He's Splatoon.
Dude.
People say rehashes, and everyone was begging for what is essentially a cash grab, Majora's Mask, which basically, even back in the day, you reuse assets from Ocarina of Time. So, I mean...
The Zelda fanboys, they're funny, man, because the reverence for these games don't come until like 10 years later. It's like nobody was talking about Majora's Mask when it came out. I went out and bought it. Day one.
I wasn't on his buzz about it. It was out.
I had a ball with Majora's Mask.
But where did all this admiration and adoration come from for Majora's Mask?
People get going back. Like with every new Zelda game that comes out, people pan it and hate it for like 2 to 3 years, and then they decide, oh, I like this game now. Like, the game didn't change.
Dude,
well, it's the Zelda cycle.
Listen. Zelda is the life cereal of video games.
Well, the only game series the only Zelda that I haven't heard people like really like pound into the ground was Twilight Princess, but the only thing they can say now, well, the graphics didn't age well. It's like, man, it's a Zelda game. It's not about the graphics. The puzzle's still fresh. Well, the graphics didn't age well. Well, so what?
Yeah, the thing about Twilight Princess in particular is the first couple hours. Being stuck as the wolf and the whole setup. I didn't really like how it started off.
That part was annoying, but once you got past that,
the tutorial,
that's the same problem in Majora's Mask, though, is that you're stuck as the Deku kid, or for the first part of the game, and you only have these certain abilities, and that little kid is annoying as hell to me. I hated being that little Deku nut kid, or whatever you want to call him. I hated
Deku Mask.
There was one thing I hated with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. It's like, okay, the first time you play it, you can have the tutorials and all that stuff. But at this point, I should be able to skip the tutorials. I have played these games so many times, I could practically play the Ocarina of Time blindfolded. I don't want to hear the origin story again. I don't want to play the origin story again.
Somebody's actually playing those things blindfolded and whatnot.
I could do it. I've played Ocarina of Time so many times, it's ridiculous.
They've actually done that with the latest fastest game runs thing that they had over the weekend. They actually did that for Ocarina of Time.
What is now 18 something now?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's formulaic. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but I don't think I guess all we said was what as far as the games. F-Zero. That was pretty much it, right?
F-Zero.
Okay, I'd like to throw one out that hasn't been touched in a while. Custom Robo.
Custom Robo.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I threw out Star Tropics.
Star Tropics, yeah, you did say Star Tropics.
One game I want to see remade, and it really is a classic, and I think they made an indie game version of it recently, or they're working on it, Wave Race.
Oh.
That's the one right there. That's the one I would love to see come out this year.
Oh yeah, the water.
And
you have us all cussing each other out on speedboats.
But you know what? In the words is in, I want to see that HD water.
HD water.
Yeah,
oh
HD
my
water.
lord! You're gonna see somebody on Miiverse posting about the water.
It'll be Zen.
It's like, yo man, look at this water. Oh, I gotta go get some.
Like, I think I could drink it if I could just get in the screen.
Drink
I know. Oh, go ahead.
Drink salt water? Oh lord.
Salt water, ew.
Oh.
That's disgusting. You'll die. You'll die after like 2 sips.
Mario Sunshine. That's another game that's has post reverence. It's like nobody liked it when it came out, but everybody wants the HD remake.
But you know the game
That's not true.
I see Nintendo making, and this is like far left field. But you remember the first Mario game, well, Donkey Kong, right? Mario and the Barrels. What if they were to actually make a new modern version of that game?
That's not a lot of gameplay there.
Yeah, it's like they already did. I mean, isn't Mario
versus Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong, isn't that like?
That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did it on the Game Boy. They did it on the Game Boy too. With the Donkey Kong on the Game Boy was basically like, because I mean, it had the same 4 starting levels, but then once you beat the 4 starting levels, it went up to like 83 levels of gameplay. It really was a tour de force at the time.
Tour de force, even.
Well, I mean, a Game Boy game that starts out you think it's just a little port, and then it turns out to have 83 levels of gameplay. I mean, come on.
How about a Jet Force Gemini sequel?
That would be awesome, but
that would not be Nintendo.
It's not gonna happen. Right. It wouldn't be. It would be on Microsoft's console, and with those people that are at Rare right now.
You can forget about the whole Cupid doll look, because they're gonna get rid of that and make it look
like it's gonna be like totally like awesome. You know what I'm saying?
The Jet Twins will be like, the girl will be over sexualized and the dude will be all, buffed out.
Super masculine buff.
The dog would look creepy.
Big old fangs, gigantic bumps of like razorback.
With bazookas on his back,
Bald head.
I mean,
But here's one game. I know they announced, it was been 2 years already. I mean, if this is a 3DS title, it must be like on crack or something. Okay, listen. The Fire Emblem Cross Shimigami game. There has been no word on that ever since like 2 years ago.
I wouldn't expect that to 2016.
I think they're gonna show a substantial trailer for that this year's E3.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's really what I want to see.
They could pull an okie doke and just bring it out of nowhere.
I mean, you never know. One of these Nintendo Directs that they're going to have before E3, they probably might just talk about it because they usually do that now. So you never know. But honestly, that game, oh, dang, that better be good. I'm just saying, because it's been like years without that even being talked about. Like, that hasn't even been mentioned.
I understand what you're saying, Games, but I mean, let's look at precedent, okay? It's Atlas. Atlas makes good games. It's Intelligent Systems. Intelligent System makes good games. There's no legitimate way this game could not be good. Whether it'll be everyone's cup of tea, because me personally, I don't want it to be like Fire Emblem's battle system. I don't want that rock, paper, scissors, swords beat axes, which beat spears type thing. I don't like that. I don't want that in a Shin Megami Tensei style game. But if they add that relationship system with the demons, that'd be cool.
You just never know. Because the thing is, Intelligent Systems has been working on Project Steam, right? So, probably some of the team has been left to work on that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess all of Intelligent Systems wasn't necessary for Project Steam. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a smaller.
Because they built a bigger studio, so they could have hired some other people to like help them out,
Yeah.
And they don't need the entire team for that game because it
for a 3DS game.
Split. For the Cross game, Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire, because they're not gonna need their whole team because they'll be splitting the work, basically. So between Atlas and them.
But just one thing, Nintendo, look, you make even more money if you invest in the anime. Freaking just make a freaking anime already.
Just do it.
Just do it. You have a Fire Emblem anime. You have a Smash anime. You can put a story with that actually. You have a Zelda anime. You have a Kid Icarus anime because basically you guys already made clips. You guys have something.
Anybody see the Pikmin shorts?
Pikmin shorts,
Hold on. They can hire an Eastern European company to sit up here and do the animation a la CDI Zelda. Never mind.
You know what's funny is that Nintendo already, like, the Pokemon Company, which Nintendo owns like half of it, maybe a little over half. The Pokemon Company actually holds the rights to the highest grossing movie in Japan, which is Pokemon the motion picture, like the first one. It's the highest grossing game in Japan, highest grossing movie in Japan. And they own the rights of that. So it's not like they can't conceivably make some anime that makes them money. But I don't think Nintendo wants to branch. They don't want to get so big that, like, if something starts tanking, because they look at other companies around them that are so big, that like other parts start to fail and they have to carry the dead weight. They don't want to be like that, so they're like really conservative with how they spend their money.
I don't know. I was just really because that would actually be good. Have Nintendo's own kind of app for their own on the Wii U for their anime, and it's just like I don't know how they would call it anime. I don't know what the frick because they've been using the I a lot, but honestly, that would actually be a really cool thing that they could do. Just make anime exclusive for people who watch on for Wii U.
Yeah.
What if it was a subscription service?
A subscription? I mean, it'll be worth
like
it.
$15 a month, and you get like anime movies and anime
I would make it $7.
shorts and stuff.
I would make it $6 or $7 a month.
Make it like that, but it just depends on what
like,
the kind
movies?
of variety they have.
What if you get like movies and like stuff that was only released in Japan that's like subbed because
that would be nice. That would be nice.
You have to watch that Fire Emblem anime where Marth sounds like Link. So the same person who voiced Marth voiced Link in Ocarina of Time. So he's like, hey, like, dude, when did Link get a Fire Emblem?
Oh Lord! Don't get me started.
You say that though, you say that, and I'm just kind of surprised there isn't a Link-like character in Fire Emblem.
Wow.
Oh, that's true. But now they got actual voice dialogues and everything, so it's like which was introduced in Awakening, so they really can't kind of do that anymore.
Yes, they could. They just make him mute.
There you go. I want to know who voices Toad.
I don't know. That needs to go get his throat checked because he might have throat issues.
I'm like, because whoever does that voice, I mean, dang, you got to drink a lot of water. Because for real, that is a.
It's probably the same person that voices Pinocchio on Shrek.
Oh my God! Actually, you know what? That might be true. Because they sound the same. The voice tone is the same.
Well, I could do it, but it really does require like a lot of water in a sense.
Yeah, it's just like.
I can tell you what he's not.
It's time for adventure.
Hello, it's time for an adventure.
Oh God, what did I just start?
Where could it possibly be?
Alright, Toad, shut up.
And you know what? You know what would be funny if the dude who did the voice or a lady who did the voice for Captain Toad, if like they had like a Toad parody where he got salty, he's like, "Where's my money?"
Oh, I gotta go.
Who's ever listening to this right now using headphones? Rest in peace.
I gotta go.
Oh, praise the Demon Lord!
Oh, good Lord. Okay, now, here we go.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, he praises. They're all Satan worshippers. I'm not lying.
That's why they live underground.
Kill the princess! Sacrifice!
No, those are the Goombas.
Oh Lord.
I bet the Goombas would actually be nicer, frick. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean the Goombas in the RPGs were always pretty cool. I mean the ones that joined you,
they were cool. I liked them. And
as a matter of fact, they were kind of snitches. They were like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you how to beat my a dude who would normally be my friend, Mario."
All right. So this is what you do. You gotta basically stomp him on the head. You just give me your weakness. I know.
Hit him.
Now that we're still talking about Goombas and Toads, I think it's about time.
Yeah.
It's about that time now. All right, then. Well, it's been fun. So I guess we could wrap up this podcast for now. Everybody in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do our outros here, starting from my right to my left. We got our boy over here, Mr. Red Fox. What you say, man?
Game on, game on, game on. Oh, darn. I just was playing a game myself and died. Yeah, game on. Just play your games. Don't fall into peer pressure. Don't get a system because your friends are playing on it. If you don't like the games that are on the system, don't buy it.
Hey, I got a Wii U because you guys got it. Isn't that a good thing? I'm lying.
Okay. Up next, we got Mr. T. Mr. T, do your thing.
Hey, fools, it's the Mr. T of the Mr. T Show. Had a great time. We touched on a lot of topics. Had a lot of fun. And I'll see you fools next time. And make sure you play Nintendo, fools.
All right. Up next, we got Mega Gamer Man. Do your thing, bro.
All right. Well, that was an interesting, hour and a half. It was really good. Or hour, 2 hours, whatever. But it was good. Great topics we got through. But yeah, the Mega Gamer Man. And like I always say, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just game till the end. Peace.
Okay. And up next, we got Mr. Butterworthy. Do your thing, Mr. Butterworth.
I don't have a fancy slogan.
Get one then. Get one.
Okay.
Or get out.
Hey, listen. They have excuse vending machines. You can definitely get a slogan vending machine.
Hold on, wait, hold on. I just found one. All right, let me put a quarter in. All right, cool. It says, "My dog ate my slogan."
Okay, there you go. That'll work.
You don't even have a dog.
Up next, we got Letters, a.k.a. Andre. Do your thing, man.
That's yeah, Red Fox was right. You don't have a dog. You got a cat.
I have 2 cats equal 1 dog.
I'm sure they get along.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it and all the randomness therein. And all I got to say is enjoy your games and get playing. Don't sit around and wait for these fake gamers. Just go play.
There you go. And up next, we got Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood, what you got to say, man?
I'm glad to be on the show.
What? Wow. That is like a deformed toad. Oh my god.
Do you like chocolate?
That's how he
Sounds like Majin Buu.
Goodbye to your eardrums.
Oh, good people. That as I always say, just keep it gaming.
Man.
And finally, we got me, Kwame and Shu. Y'all know how I do. And as I always say, whatever's clever. We're out.